I'm Mike Baxter with the New York Mets, and you're watching RotoExperts Fantasy Baseball Today.
It's official. Tom Seaver has been reincarnated and come back as Matt Harvey. Now, Tom's still with us, but you get the point. If you're as old as I am, you know what I'm talking about. In addition to being gifted with great stuff, the guy just has a presence about him that oozes success. I know it's very early in his career and he's had just 17 starts, but that's now a body of work equal to about half a major league season. And to me, that's enough to get a gauge on a pitcher's capabilities. Harvey is already the National League version of Justin Verlander, and if you can't see it for yourself, you're just going to get trampled by the fantasy team that has him. Those of you looking for Kyuji Fujikawa to become the Cubs' full-time closer when he comes off the DL from a forearm problem are going to be disappointed, as this morning Chicago manager Dale Sveum committed to Kevin Gregg as his guy. Now, I don't have a horse in this race, but in my humble opinion, Sveum is making a huge mistake here. But it's not his first, and it certainly won't be his last. Braves manager Freddie Gonzalez is going to try moving BJ Upton to the 2-hole in an attempt to getting out of his funk. He'll certainly see more fastballs hitting in front of his brother, which should help. And you may see a few more stolen bases from him there too, but I just don't think BJ is ever going to live up to the hype that he came to the league with. He's a wonderful athlete and a very nice contributing fantasy player as is, but his swing is simply too long and has too many holes in it to be the MVP type player that many folks have been waiting for. I know he's only 28, but this is his 10th year in the league, and what you've seen from him in the past is what you're going to continue to get. I think it would be foolish to expect any different. JJ Putz had to leave last night's game with elbow stiffness, and if he's going to miss time, you can expect manager Kirk Gibson to go with the hot hand in either Heath Bell, who recorded the save last night, or David Hernandez. And as the Chase Utley trade watch starts to gain some traction, Utley is doing his best to make sure it happens with 3 hits, including his 7th home run of the season last night. No matter where he's playing down the stretch this year, you're going to want Chase in your lineup. We spoke about JJ Putz earlier. We'll release more on his status as we get it. And thankfully, it appears that J.A. Happ was able to avoid what could have been a very serious head injury after being struck by a line drive last night. He's actually expected to be released from the hospital later today or tomorrow. A.J. Przinsky, who's been out with an oblique issue, is expected to return to the Texas lineup on Friday. And Marlins second basemen are dropping like flies. First, Donovan Solano went down with an intercostal strain, and now his understudy has a broken wrist. One-time NL Rookie of the Year left fielder Chris Coghlan is next in line here and will get some starts at second. Seems dangerous to me. It's like being the Spinal Tap drummer. If I were Coghlan, I'd say thanks, but no thanks. Mel in Reno, Nevada asks, I have Craig Kimbrel, who I thought was the best closer in baseball. He gave up back-to-back home runs last night and has already blown 3 saves on the year. Should I be worried? Hell yeah, Melvin, I'd be worried. It's been just 5 weeks and he's already allowed as many home runs and blown saves as he did all of last season. And that's 3 blown saves now out of his last 5 chances. So here's how it works. 1 is an occurrence, 2 is a coincidence, and 3 is a pattern. But since his other metrics besides giving up the gopher ball are still good, I wouldn't be too trigger happy. Give him a chance to work things out, perhaps it's just a location thing. But if he blows another one in short order, at the very least you're going to have to sit him down for a bit, because at that point, even if it's not a physical thing, then it's in his head. Anyone who drafts a pitcher because of wins simply doesn't know what they're doing. Mets closer Bobby Parnell has as many victories on the season 3 as he does saves. No one has him in their closer spot for his win prowess. Now take A's starter Tommy Milone, for example. He entered Tuesday's start at Cleveland having lost each of his last 3 outings. Despite surrendering just an unearned run on 5 hits and no walks over 7 innings, he lost again, and that's now 4 losses in a row for the 26-year-old. Actually, in 2 of Malone's losses, he's given up no earned runs at all. Milone is now 3-4 on the year with a 3.3 ERA and a whip of 1.11. The interesting note here is that he pitched better in his 4 losses than he did his 3 wins. Malone started the season 3-0 with 8 runs allowed over his first 18 2/3 with 15 strikeouts, and has gone 0-4 since with just 8 runs allowed on 26 hits spanning over 27 innings with 26 strikeouts. Just find yourself a pitcher that you think will pitch well, because the win part is largely a crapshoot. Think about it. You could have had Matt Harvey last night and not received a win. It happens. For RotoExperts, I'm Mike Cardano.